Good afternoon and welcome back to Plannercraft. If you were watching the earlier stream, hopefully you have your card backgrounds ready. If not, don't worry, you can stay and watch this stream and then you can catch up after. Or you can go back now if you want to. Okay, so
Good afternoon and welcome back to
we can't see comments at the moment, can we? Or can we?
I can in a minute, but yeah, just be wary that I'll be switching between programs to be able to see them. So.
Okay. So what we're going to start by doing is doing some scanning. So we're going to scan in our first background card design in a minute, and then we're going to take you through where I'm going from there. Okay.
Sarah Lou's watching.
Good afternoon, Sarah, and hopefully we'll have a few others come and join us. Just in case of notifications not going out, we are delaying the start of the streams a little bit, just so that we can allow people to join us. Save them missing the start.
A quick explanation of what's on your screen.
Okay, so on my screen I have some background files that we downloaded ages and ages and ages, probably back when I first had the scan and cut from Birdscraft. So these are probably the best part of 3-4 years old. But any background file will do, as long as it's got some detail to it. And then we've also got some funky label shapes that we can use, but you can still use your basic shapes as well. So if you want to go for something that's in the purple section, you can do. If anybody wants me to go through importing SVGs, just shout and I will do. If not, I'll get into scanning the first design. Okay, so you're going to scan in the first design then?
I'll swap the camera over.
Yeah.
Okay, camera swap.
I can check. Yep. Oh, let me, it's being a bit odd.
And it always has the one on it.
No, I was meaning more so the yellow square. Do you want to just tap your camera and sort it out? It's just going to be awkward today. There we go.
Well, let's first take a photo.
Okay, please ignore the little 1x logo on the screen. It's because Ian uses his iPhone for this bit.
Explain what I'm doing for facing up.
Okay, so earlier we created some background layers for our cards. So Ian's going to scan each one in one at a time in between. We will create each card design. You have to do it one at a time because it can't remember multiple.
Oh, I'll get your hand out of the way.
Oh.
So we're going to scan. Do you want it scanned straight to machine, or do you want direct cut and then scan to machine?
Direct cut and to the canvas, please, not to the machine.
Ah, that's what I meant, yeah. Got space behind?
Yep.
On its way.
Okay, but then send it across the cloud, which then
Just
means
swap it back to yours.
Okay, you just tell me when I'm ready.
Okay, that should transfer back to you now.
Okay, so if we go into File and then Import from your cutting machine and Scanned Image, hopefully it brings in our card blank. Okay, now we're not going to be cutting this out, but the reason I've got in to scan it in is that we can start to use it for reference for layering our layers on top. So to show you what I mean, I'm going to start with something fairly simple. So I'm just going to bring in a basic shape for now, and I'm going to give it a colour. So which two colours of card did we have for that one?
We got the green and cream.
Oh, right, yeah, it's like a greeny grey. So maybe a bit more towards that one, and put it up to 100%. Little less saturated than that. Okay, so then we can start to look at our design and start to go, actually, I'm going to crop it around about there. And then we can drag our box out to fit our card. And I will check the width in a minute, but just for now, while we're mapping this out, it's okay to just do it by eye. Okay, then I'm going to bring in, and let's go for a rectangle this time. And remember to press and hold shift so we lock it to our 90 degrees. And we can just use our little eyedropper. Come on, yeah, thank you. So that we can have it the same colour. And I'm going to do that just slightly bigger than our A6. So if I go, my mouse is going to misbehave now. So we know our A6 is 105mm wide, and this is going to be around the other way, isn't it? So 148.5 by 105. And if it's doing that, just untick that box. Just because I want to get it accurate. Okay, now that means that it would cut exactly the same size as our background. So this is the easy way to do your matte and layer and get it right. So if we go to offset and we set it for our 5mm outwards, and we can delete our original line, that gives us our matte and layer. And again, we can, there we go, use our eyedropper. At this point, we can send that to the back, just for now. So it's still there, it's just hiding behind this image. Next, what's our other colour?
It's like that beige sort of colour you picked up on.
The creamy one, okay. So we can fill it with cream. Slightly warmer than that. There we go. So if we drag in our original backdrop, you can see it's not quite the right size down here, and it also extends way past our background up here. So there's two options. We could swivel it round so we have our panel down here and just chop it off at the top, or we can be a bit cleverer. So for this first example, I'm going to match it. So I'm going to zoom in. And I'm going to set my width. This time I'm going to retick my maintain aspect ratio. And my width I want is the same size as my card base, which is 105.
Mum's trying to.
Hi Mum. Okay. So at this point we can decide whether we want to have it this way up and have our panel at the bottom, or we can rotate it round. Thank you. And we can drag it down and it's going to go in leg. Didn't ask you to do that, did I? No. Just undo. So I'm going to drag that up to there. Now this gives us quite a bit overhanging down here, but that's fine because we can go in with a square. I'm going to alter this and bring it in line with our shape underneath. So I will pop a thicker stroke on that just so you can see. So there's my rectangle, and I've got it to line up exactly to that dark grey section in the background. I'm going to select both my new rectangle and the layer shape. I'm going to go to edit and I'm going to subtract. Okay, so if we were to cut this out at the moment, we're going to get this funny edge down here rather than a nice neat finish. So if we bring in another rectangle and I'm just going to resize it to 105, totally going to ignore what height it is anyway, and I want the two to be aligned to the centre. That's just because we know both of them are 105 wide, so I don't want any weird offsetting happening.
Trish is joining us as well.
Hi Trish. So you want to change your rectangle so it's more or less the width of this border here. If it helps, you can always use a bit of poetic license and just take it a bit deeper if it makes sense for your actual lacy design underneath. Select the two and we can weld. Okay. And again we can just reset it to that cream colour if you want to. Okay. Next, if we zoom back out, we can go to our layers and we're going to bring our two label layers up to the top. Come up to the top, there we go. And that's just because if we drag them on and they're underneath the image, you wouldn't see them. So now you have a decision to make. You need to decide whether you're going to cut your base layer of your label out with the grey or the cream. There is no right answer, the choice is entirely yours. And it doesn't matter about having your alignment right, I'm just doing it more so for visual effect. So if you're going to do your base label at the same material as your lace, what you can do is select both. Again, we're going to make sure we've got our alignment right, and then we're going to weld it together. Okay, if you find your design wasn't quite 100% symmetrical, we can go back in and we can just tidy up those nodes. on me now. Yeah, it's definitely having an off day. Come on. I'm going to do this bit by eye, I think, just to get that bit right up top. Come on, let me get to that bit. Close enough. If it wants to be SVG, it's close enough. Okay. So we can do this in our same grey as that one. If you want to, at this point you could put your sentiment to foil or to draw. So just because this one could be in the way, I'm going to take that one out of the way. So we can now see our two layers. Going to align those and just make sure that they're all sitting correct as they should do, because if they're not, we need to fix it. Let's have a look back at this box underneath. Yeah, it's soldered slightly. Redo our alignment just because we want to make absolutely sure that those two are synced. So our cream layer has a height of 88.7. So I'm going to go back to my grey layer, untip the box and just sort that height out. So far so good, hopefully. So the pieces of card I've got in ready to cut out of are all 6x6s, so we can actually manage to cut these layers all at the same time. Might have to pinch the grey from the other one though. So if you find that your one layer is slightly too large, you can just delete that one out, to be honest, because we can cut that one by hand. So I'll do those two. Oof, that's going to be close. Going to go in a little bit more on that offset, I think. So we're going to go inwards. just because I need to have it so it's slightly smaller. So I'm going to do it by increments so I don't go too small too quick. I'm going to stick to round and delete the original line. And it's a good idea to just go back and check that you're still happy with the design and see if you can get it to fit. And that looks more promising. So I'm just going to take that up into that corner, and then I can transfer it back to the machine ready for Ian to cut. Yeah, because those are still showing. If ever it does that, just knock them out. Not literally.
Left hook.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, there we go.
Where am I putting the piece of card?
So you grey top left and cream top right.
Okay. Just swap the cameras back. Do you want to go back to comments just so you can see?
Yeah.
If there's any comments?
Yeah, I can do that. So although we went to direct cut with our machine because we want to get the scan ready to send it across to the computer, you can just quit out of that now.
What I will do is a quick background scan just to make sure they fit on my mat.
The card Ian is using is from Dovecraft.
It's going to be tight.
Yeah, but tight's okay.
I think it's going to be off the card at the top. Let me just
If you move that top box up as far as it will go, because it'll lock it on there, whereas you can't do that on Canvas desktop, unfortunately. It's not clever enough that you can set it up to butt right up to that red dash line. So what Ian's trying to do at the moment is just trying to tweak the layout so it fits the card on the mat.
job done. So that's good to go.
Okay.
And then cross everything. That's correct.
Excuse the noise. I do that first? Shall I go?
Give it one and
Yeah, I might just do the
okay, so you jump past me. Or just swap the camera on that if you want to.
Okay. Hold on.
I'll hold that thought. So now that's cut, take that off the mat. And get my little spatula.
You tell me when you're ready for me to go.
Spare bit when you want to do it.
Okay, do you want to show it to camera?
Well, you can show it, don't you? Still. Yeah, can you come
Okay.
to your side?
Trying to find some rich ink. Everything sticks to. Okay, so I have to see how that one goes with a touch of the.
There you go. So that's all done, so now we'll pass you back over to
Maybe a
Natty.
bit pink grapefruit.
She's going on top.
Okay.
There you go, so back over to Nat and I'll go back to manning the comments.
So just because my hip is starting to twinge a little, I'll come back over here for a bit and I'll put this one together. And I might do the others off stream just so I can do it slowly and sparingly. So I've got my original card layer and I'm just going to grab one of my little blending brushes, and because I haven't got exactly the colour I need, what I'm going to do is actually blend two together. So I have pink grapefruit and persimmon Versa Magic inks.
Do you want to just move the iPad?
Oh yeah,
Stick it in its usual drawer.
okay.
That's it.
So the pink grapefruit's actually quite strong, so I'm just going to blot it off a bit before I go to my card.
And Kaylee's just joined us. Hi Kaylee.
So this is a good technique to do if you've managed somehow to get an inky corner, which I did on one of the samples, so happens to the best of us.
And Sarah says good quality, thank you.
Cool. Just when I looked on the preview, it was cycling again.
It does that sometimes, yeah. If you watch it on like one of the devices, it always seems to be alright.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Okay, so let's go around with the pink grapefruit, and I'm going to soften it up with the persimmon. And I'm not going to clean my blending brush in between because I want the colours to blend together. And they're close enough that it won't make too much of a difference. Certainly isn't going to ruin your ink pad. Okay. Hasten to add that's the lid on the ink pad.
That's what she always says.
They do like to make funny noises. Okay, so this stamp set is the Craft Lounge Cling Rubber Stamps Wispy Blooms. So that's how come you get more of a cluster. That's the original stamp, so you can see how different it looks, even though we've done exactly the same technique in terms of moving the card around our jig. And I'm just going to bring in my stamp platform.
Okay, where can you get the brushes from?
The brushes are from Amazon, and we have them on our Amazon store. So if you go on our main page, there's a button that says Shop Now at the top. That takes you to our Amazon store rather than our website. And they are on there. They're about $7.99 for a set of, well, for the full set of all the sizes that I use.
And any ink pad can use any ink pad to do that. What would you recommend, other than the VersaFines, obviously?
Other than the VersaFines, Distress Oxides are nice and easy for beginners to start with. So if you're literally just getting your brushes now for the first time, treat yourself to a couple of Distress Oxides at the same time. So they're a really good place to get started.
Yeah, there you go. Hope that answers your question, Kaylee.
So we've got a few choices of sentiments. I have flowers for you, I treasure you, my sweet, kind, wonderful friend, love you and adore you. So I think I'm going to go for I treasure you.
Oh.
I'm just going to try and line this up in the centre. This could be interesting because lining cling stamps is always fun. You just have to hope that the registration's right. And I remember to flick the lid round.
Hey!
The number of times I get that wrong.
Kaylee says thank you very much. It does definitely answer a question. So that's good.
Okay. The ink pad that I'm using for my sentiment is the same waterproof ink pad that I used earlier.
Who's that one by?
It's a Spectrum Noir Finesse waterproof die pad.
Is that a Crafter's Companion jobby?
It is.
Yeah, there you go. You get them in Hobbycraft too, do we see?
Hobbycraft, Coleman's, where we got over one from.
Yeah, so they're very well on those craft stores, aren't they?
Yeah. So I'm only a little bit out, so not too bad. But that's okay. So I'm going to set that to one side in a minute and I will clean that. Because I do clean my stamps, honest. And I'm going to go for a little flower stamp. And as our sentiment is slightly off, I'm going to purposely go off with our stamp like so.
Are we streaming over the weekend, this weekend, or are we going to have, we're not, are we, because we're doing other things, aren't we, this weekend?
Yeah, I've got to knuckle down this weekend and do some other bits and pieces, so the plan is that I won't be, but I may hop on and just do a few technique things, but there'll be things that people can easily catch up on, like text and stuff that I wanted to do yesterday.
Yeah, because we've missed some bits, haven't we?
Yeah, we missed a bit. So, okay, and just going to flick that round. I'm going to use my leaf image there just to match that up as closely as I can. It's not going to be perfect. Please tell me that's not my car. Okay, just going to ink that up again.
Please to confirm that is not our car. Just because we're not streaming, don't think we're not on Facebook. We are around.
Yeah, we're around if you need us.
If you do have any questions or you want us to answer anything, need some help, don't be afraid to ask for it. We'll always be around on the Facebook page.
Yeah, I'm a bit like Hogwarts. So it will always be given for those that ask for it. And again, I'll set that to one side. So if I close up the lid, I can do it on top here for a minute. So I have some Pro Colour pencils, and you won't need many shades of these. So, Emma Courage is Colour Pencil Shop, something like that. Ian is looking at me totally blank.
Not a clue.
And she sells all of these as individual pencils. So you can always get them loose, so you just get the ones that you need. So the colour that I'm using at the moment is salmon. And the good thing about the Pro Colours is, if like me you're quite heavy handed with your pencils, they really don't mind.
Trish says the quality is great on my iPad, but sadly not on my poorly laptop. It's acquired its own virus, which is not good.
Oh, is it still not well?
And Kaylee's asked what colouring pencils are good to use with stamps. Been thinking about stamps that would be good for colouring to decorate and send them. Not done a lot with card making, but really being inspired from this lockdown.
Okay, coloured pencils. Let's do it in order of budget. If your budget is minimal, which let's face it, for a lot of us it is at the moment, then you really can't go far wrong with looking at the Arteza ones. However, if you have a bit more to spend and you don't want to buy cheap and buy twice, then it is worth going for a bit extra and going for the Coloursoft pencils.
From Derwent.
Yes, they're a good mid-range pencil, so they're nowhere near as pricey as the Pro Colours and certainly not the Lightfast. So have a look at the Colorsofts, and you don't need a big tin of them either. So don't think, oh, I need the 72. Although it's very nice to have the 72, I have to say. I'm very lucky, but by no means do you need that.
And if you do go to the Derwent website, you can also get a discount from us. So if you go to derwentart.com, and when you get to your basket and it says I have a voucher, I have a code, you can put in capital letters thank you 20 with a hashtag and DER. It will get you 20% off and free shipping. So I'll put those in the comments for you as well, if you do go for the Derwent.
Yeah, but I definitely recommend the Coloursoft over the Studio. I could have, tell you what, I will pull from my lovely pencil case the Colorsofts so you can see the comparison as you do. So let's have a look.
So it's very poorly, so it's on its way to her son to be sorted out.
I'm going to go soft pink, which is probably the closest like, and it's got a pale orange.
What did you think that website was for the pencils, the individual ones?
Oh, if you look up, I'm sure Emma's on my friends list. It's Emma Courage. Sure, it's Colour Pencil Shop. So if ever we do something you don't want to buy the whole set of pencils, Emma's very good, as she does nearly all brands open stock, which means that you can buy just the individual pencils. So you can see, because I'm quite heavy handed, they tend to crumble with me a lot. But if you have a lighter touch, you'll find that they don't crumble for you.
That looks about right. Yeah, 'cause it's one you like, follow and share. So yes, the Facebook group is at colouredpencil.shop and the website is colouredpencil.shop. So it's colouredpencil.shop. So I'll pop a link in the messages as well for that one. That's for the individual pencils.
I've got how much I like using these ones. Trouble is I have so many, don't I? I'll say it for you. But what I will do is, if you're going to invest in colour pencils, I will do a stream just on using them, because there are so many tips and techniques I can give you. So many.
And Kaylee says she's heavy-handed with colouring in too.
Okay, so you can see the difference there. So your colour softs will lay down a much thicker layer of colour, but your pro colours are a lot more getting into your paper. Okay. I might just put a little bit more back over the top of the pale pink just to blend that out a bit.
That's good.
And the other couple of pencils to look at. There it is, if I have one to hand. A burnisher. And hopefully, don't know if I've got one in here or not. Oh, I have. The blender. Which do exactly what they say on the tin. So your burnisher actually makes your pencil crayon work shine. So what I will do very quickly before I do this is just brush over the top.
Susan's just joined us as well.
Hello Susan.
Susan Hornby.
So I'm just going to get rid of any possible crumbs that we have left.
And Kaylee says she would love that. Don't really know how to use colouring pencils bar stain the lines low.
Oh no, you don't need to do that. So with your burnisher you just go over the top and hopefully you'll see the difference. I say hopefully because it might be a bit difficult on this one just because it's coloured pen and coloured card underneath. But I'll try.
But by the sounds of it, a stream would be appreciated on
Okay.
colouring
do
in
that.
pencil crayons. And I won't say pencil crayons because they're colouring pencils, aren't they? Not pencil crayons.
Yeah, so if I try and... It's going to be difficult to get it to pick up at this light, but occasionally you'll get a glint. So, can you see? You get like a shine to it compared to the other one. So, and this one too.
Yeah, you can a little bit, yeah.
You want to try and keep this roughly in the lines, just so you get the details that are...
Kelly says you've not heard of either of them, so that's really interesting.
They are very handy pencils to have in your stash. The other thing with colour pencils is, if you're into your alcohol marker colouring, save your blenders. So if you find that you're not using your blenders for your markers, which I don't tend to very much, they work great with colour pencils for blending. So for instance, if you're working with paper and you're getting lots of white specks in it because you've got texture to that paper, you can actually go back over with an alcohol marker and it will actually fill in the gaps. so you get a much more powerful colour. Easier.
You'll have to get your curry nose out as well.
Oh yes. Perhaps I should do just a coloured pencil stream, so Christmas, Prismas,
Yeah, get them all out.
Faber-Castells.
Yeah, get all your pencils out and do all your varieties as well. Do your beans varieties. Be a nice easy one over the weekend if you wanted to.
Wouldn't it? I might just do that. Do a bit of colouring. Who's up for that then? A bit of colouring over the weekend.
Can I get those from Derwent too? The burnisher and stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Put them all in the same order, use the code. Definitely.
Oh, one page.
I think they even have the blender pens as well now.
Yeah.
Mm.
There you
I
go.
think they do.
But the delivery is very good from.
Yeah, it comes couriered.
It's couriered
So-
and it comes with usually a couple of days.
So if you're finding that other orders are taking time to get to you, they're actually quite useful at getting them out to you quickly. Okay, just going to drop it in the darkest colour. Go down as well.
Did you say something about your mum?
Huh? Did I say something about my mum?
Hmm.
Why?
Because she's put us posting. Me? Oh, looks like Kay's replaced no, she'll be getting them very soon then. And your mum saying a colouring demo would be great.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, Mum loves to watch me colour. Okay. So I'm just going to, because it's pigment, we can do a little bit of an etching technique. So I'm just going to literally go straight to the card, just because it's a mid-tone, so there's no point using the brushes on this one. So I'm just holding it at 45 degrees to the card.
So Lou says yes please, she's missing her monthly craft classes.
Yeah, I'm missing teaching too.
Oi,
Yeah.
how bizarre.
I don't miss the travelling for it though. I have to say.
Yeah, you can't say the driving because I do all of that. So
Yeah.
the driving.
I
What would you
don't appreciate the
recommend?
travelling
What
anymore.
would you recommend for sharpening your pencils, my dear?
There you go. Sat there on my desk, lovely and obediently. So it's the Derwent battery sharpener. I think they're just about to bring out a new one. I think. Because I know they've just put out a load of new erasers, and yeah, they've got a very nice detail eraser that may just fall into a basket at some point. So if any of you have watched the Jennifer Maguire videos, she uses one on there that's like really, really detailed, and they seem to have brought one out awfully similar.
There you go. What happened to your, like, your clippy one that you used to wind? Because that was a good one as well.
Oh, the purple one? Do you mean?
No, the greeny coloured one.
Greeny coloured one?
Yeah, it had the pull-out bit that you put the pencil in, then you wind the handle and sharpened it.
That was black and grey.
Oh, black and grey. Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking greeny coloured. Yeah, that one was quite good too. I think that was a Derwent one, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. We replaced that one before, didn't we?
Oh, snagged it a bit there, didn't it?
On the cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to lower the pressure a little bit.
Amateur.
Oh, Tracy's just made it back. That's
Okay.
good morning to you, Tracy, or good evening, or not, I can't remember now.
That's the text you
I think
say.
we're on early
so
morning,
we'll
aren't
pop
we?
that. So we just need a little bit glue. Oh. You could 3D foam tape this layer if you wanted to.
I've left you some foam tape on the desk, I think.
You sure about that?
Inside the red tape.
Oh, over there. Yeah, I can see it now. Thank you. Anybody think I haven't got my glasses on? I have. These ones are a bit hopeless, though, I have to say.
11:52 p.m, so late evening.
Okay. Just going to put that on there.
Doesn't realise she's finished her card. Hey.
Okay.
I love the one teachers used to have attached to their desk. Yeah, that's the sort of thing we used to have. She's missed all this stream, going to have to go back and watch this one. Yes.
It's been a good one so far. So
We still managed to make it an hour. I don't know how we do it.
we can stick that onto there. And if you wanted to, you could leave that as a pocket, so you could tuck in like a tag or something. But for this card, I'm just going to stick it straight on. So I'm using the Sticks to Anything 3D PVA. Again, I'm sure I've got this on the Amazon store.
And to remind people how they get to the Amazon, is it off the Facebook page?
Yeah, it's off the Facebook page and there's a Shop Now button at the top of the page.
So off Plan Craft page, yeah. There you go.
Actually, I'm going to go the other way up with that.
Oh.
That's why we use wet glue. What's
Tracy
that?
said she didn't get a notification for this one either.
Oh, that's annoying. We're going to have to see what we can do about this.
I think it's Facebook though, it's not.
Yeah. The only thing I can say is when we pop up the schedule for next week, just make sure you say that you're going to all the events, so then the events kind of remind you instead. If it's struggling to do like notifications when we go live, just a thought. So, very quickly, grab some 3D foam. Just going to go edge to edge, and then you could always add in a few paper flowers if you wanted to go with our background design. Stick it the right way, always helps. So what I usually find is it helps if you stand up for this one so you can see down over the top. There we go. Now it's just a case of matting and layering it onto your card. So just because the hip is starting to play up, I'll finish the rest of this off stream and then I'll pop all 4 cards up on the group.
Sarah Lou said she got notification but 3 minutes in despite being online waiting. We did wait at the start, but we are starting the streams earlier now, so it just sits on the stream waiting page. So if you do join, it says starting soon. That's because we've just started it while we're waiting for the notifications to go out.
Okay.
Lost all that the net went down for a sec. Oh dear. Broke the internet.
I didn't. I didn't. I wonder if that would look good underneath.
That looks a bit bright.
Doesn't that? Might go down a notch.
Katie says it looks really pretty. Don't ruin it with the pea green behind it.
It wasn't that bad with the green behind it. I'm only trying to get the right shade of green. Let's try that one.
Yes, there is a group, Kaylee. If you go onto the Plannercraft page and
Community.
into community, and the group is Scan and Cut. Come on. I can never remember it.
Scan and Cut and Papercraft courses, classes and workshops by Plannercraft.
Yeah, there you go. And if you just make sure you answer all the questions and just tick the box at the bottom that says you agree to the terms of the terms and conditions, and then we'll let you straight in.
That's a bit better, isn't it? So we'll go with that one.
And Sarah Lou says she thinks Facebook's just so busy, which
Yeah,
you've
that's the problem. It is just so.
You've got the world at home and sat doing crafting and watching Facebook, and so many Facebook lives going on. It's just.
Mind you, I have to say I enjoy it because I can catch up with them all after and sleep. Who needs sleep?
What's that?
As I said earlier, my inspirational muse was like, "No, come on, you can't sleep." So that was 105 wide. So if I go to, let's say 11.5.
Aww.
Wow.
Tracy's going to post her card. She's just finished. She actually made it all, then digitised it and posted on Facebook to the family who can't be together for Anzac Day tomorrow.
Aww. That's lovely. Must admit, I think that's the way a lot of cards are going to go at the moment. Go digital.
Yes.
So I'm go.
So John Allen says that's lovely. Your
Thank
card.
you.
There you go. And Kaylee said it's a beautiful green.
It is, isn't it, that one? It's very pretty.
I didn't see which one you picked in the end.
I've gone for like a pale sage.
Yeah. You say that like I know what that colour is.
Oh dear. Graphics course, that's all I'm saying to you, dear. Okay, so there we go.
Just be careful when you stand up, you don't fall over that.
Yeah, it's slowly sliding down the liner. Just gonna.
Yes, if you hear a sudden crash bang, it's not Natalie falling off the chair, it's just the cutter falling over.
Well, you hope it's not me anyway.
Which page is best to post it on, guys? Either Plannercraft or the group. You can post it on either of those.
Yeah, we don't mind.
We don't mind.
Okay. That's probably going to end up on a nice A5 card. I have to do it at A6. I'm thinking, I'll do a small card now. It won't stay small. Just try and hold a bit of weight down on that, stop it curling up too much.
Just sit on it.
No, because it's got 3D foam, you'll flatten it.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm going to call it a day for now, and finish off in the lounge a little bit, I think, while I can sit down on a comfy chair. and then I'll pop them up on the group.
Interesting, she still has my rotor trim. Yeah, we have a rotor trim too. Best we ever got, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we managed to get a load of the strips, didn't we? The bars to keep it going.
Stamposaurus, wasn't it?
Yes. I think we bought them out because we took the lot that they had. And so said she loves the finished card. And a great session again, thank you.
That's okay.
So we may be back over the weekend a little bit. We might do our colour pencil one, but we'll put a post up and let you know that we're going to be there. So if you're in the group or on the page, keep an eye out, and we'll put a notification up just to say when we're back up. If not, we should be back Monday at 11. Not sure what we're doing yet, but we'll...
No, I haven't done the scheduling yet, but I will get those put up so that you can sign up to the events.
Yeah.
So what I will do is I'll put them up on the page, but I'll also copy them across the group as well.
Yeah.
Oh, and the other thing is, if you have bought our new book, please make sure you also join our digital virtual courses group as well. There's a code on page 54.
Yes.
If you give us that code, we'll let you in. Okay?
Brilliant. And that's it. Don't forget to join Pete at 4 o'clock. He's on with his card making. And then he'll be back tomorrow at 12:30 with his WOW giveaway. So be sure to tune in for that one because it sounds like it's going to be a big one.
Yeah, it's the 50th one, so it's going to be a biggie.
It's his 50th giveaway. So he's celebrating with a massive WOW giveaway. So please pop along to that tomorrow at 12:30 and find out what you could win. I'm sure it'll be, as he says, a little bit of everything and enough stash to get you going for at least a week.
Which probably more likely means a month.
Keep safe, everybody, and we shall hopefully see you all soon.
Take care.
Yeah.
And we'll see you the other side.
Yes, you have the iPad.
I know I do. I will do it in a minute. Bye, guys.